And we're back. Here I am, Fly Navarro with Fly Zone Fishing. I'm here with John Adams from American Custom Yacht. John, boats come in and out of here all the time, and you guys are always popping off the wheels.
Yes, we are.
Number one, why do people do it? And number two, how do you guys do it?
This particular vessel is having the wheels removed so that we can continue to move the shafts and work on some cutlass bearings. The wheels will come in all sorts of shapes, either damaged or ready for reconditioning, or in this case, just for access to the rest of the vessel.
So what are they doing here?
Basically, we're going to take off a safety device, the cotter key, which is drilled through the end of the shaft to keep the nuts from backing off should they become loose. We're going to go ahead and block that fluke up, try to get as much of it as we can, not to damage the fluke when we're going to try to take those nuts off. If the nuts come off, hopefully easily, they'll work with doing this pipe wrench and maybe as little effort as we can.
Man, that's a strong guy.
He is up there.
I was gonna guess he was gonna be the guy pulling on that one. What'd you have for breakfast this morning?
I had some Cheerios for breakfast, they're pretty good.
Some Cheerios for breakfast. I need some of those Cheerios.
Oh yeah.
So you got your first nut?
We got our jam nut off, now they're taking off the main nut. You notice they're different sizes. The main nut's a little thicker, it's got a better face on it for the wheel.
Okay.
Now we're ready to start putting the propsmith on this. Luckily we have a propsmith for this wheel and we're able to do so.
Now explain to me what exactly is a propsmith.
Propsmith is a great device designed to help you pull these new wheels off that you can't really get the old traditional fork style wheel pullers on. They do it in an even fashion, they pull in an even fashion. The wheels are pre-drilled for the 3 studs that we're going to put in there, and it's just a very speedy, accurate way of doing things.
Now how many bolts do you guys have in that propsmith?
Well, there's 9 actual plate bolts and then 3 bolts that go into the wheel itself.
To the hub of the wheel?
To the hub of the wheel.
All right. Now this is a massive sized wheel. How big is this boat?
This is a 78-foot Garlington.
It's a 78-foot Garlington.
Yep.
So this is being pushed by, this is pushing a massive boat.
Lots of horsepower. This particular boat has V drives, long shafts. We're actually going to service the shafts and cutlass bearings on this vessel. That's the reason for pulling the wheels.
So that propsmith just spins right up on the same threads that you use for the nuts?
Correct. They'll use that as a jacking mechanism once they put the bolts into the hub of the wheel.
Okay. Do they come in different sizes?
They do. They do. We don't always have the proper size, and luckily these captains are carrying these things around with them.
Okay.
Every size shaft has a different propsmith.
I personally have unfortunately had to do this underwater before.
It can be done. It's not the greatest thing, but it can be done.
It wasn't fun.
No.
It was not fun at all. I'm not going to tell you what boat or where we were. I'm not throwing anybody under the bus.
What they'll do is they'll tighten that up until they have equal pressure on the pulling plate and pressure against the pushing plate. The pushing plate is the one they're going to use to actually physically pull it off the taper.
So it's literally threaded on there to pull the prop right off.
Correct, correct. The 3 bolts that go through the propsmith are in the back of the propsmith. They leave a small gap in between the wheel itself and that plate, so there's room for the wheel to come back.
So when the wheel comes back, how do you know when it's off?
Same way they go on, they make a little noise when they go on, as we call it singing at home. They're going to pop and you'll hear a ding coming out of that prop. If it's quiet, it means the wheel wasn't seated perfectly, but it was on there. He's going to start off with a certain pattern and a certain torque range to get those going. Goes in the same kind of pattern as what you would do to put on lug nuts on your tire in your vehicle.
Now how come they switch wrenches? That guy's so strong. Ah, yeah, now I see audience participation. I
Yeah,
like that. The Cheerios guy jumped right on in.
The torque range on the bolts is the same as it is for putting the wheel on. The bolts have a 55-pound torque range. It's written on the propsmith so that we know when we get to 55, if the wheel hasn't popped yet, we may loosen it up and start again.
Okay. When you say loosen it up, what do you loosen up?
Basically, those pushing bolts are on the outside of the plate. We're going to loosen those back up, let it give, and then try it one more time, going up in range from 25, 30, 40, 50, 55 eventually.
I'm waiting for the pop.
How many pounds are you at now?
Right there! And there you have it!
It'll get your attention most of the time.
It got mine.
Well, luckily that threaded ring is on there, otherwise the propeller would be chasing you right now.
I'm not that fast. It would have caught me. I don't know. I'm still catching my breath. I got to change my shorts here in a second. And I was wondering when it was going to happen. And guess what? It happened.
We aim to please.
You got me. Holy smokes, I thought I was in a drive-by. So now she's loose. She's off.
She's loose. The wheel's ready to come off. What we'll do is pull that push plate off. Make sure we grab that wheel so it doesn't find anybody's feet or toes. And we'll verify that the keyway is up towards the top of the shaft so they can remove it. Usually helps out.
You put the nut back on?
Normally as a safety feature.
Until he's ready to physically move that, we don't want it hurting anybody and falling on some toes.
Okay.
He's going to make sure he's got enough feet room and area below him to get that heavy wheel off of there. Could be in excess of a couple 100 pounds.
Got it.
Now, you guys may not hear it, but these guys are communicating back and forth very, very much.
Now what the deal is they're going to try their best not to damage those threads when they pull this wheel off. It can damage the threads and it can damage the inside of that wheel hub. We're going to go ahead and make sure he's pushing that keyway back in there. It can inhibit it coming off as well.
Is that keyway coming with us, or is it? Nope. Right now. Watch your fingers.
You can see the close proximities these guys work in. They can hit themselves in the head, bang that thing around, cut fingers off, so it's not a very well-liked job around here, but these guys are the best.
Well, it sure looks like it. Again, I'm still scared because from that thing popping. But guys, you saw it. That's how they pull the wheels off here in American. Thanks for joining us in the Fly Zone.